Hey everybody, so you're probably wondering why I'm all like, well, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to go from blah to beautiful. And it's going to be a really simple one. It's pretty much you're just going to watch me do my makeup, but I'll explain what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and what I'm using so that it's easy to understand. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to be doing any like contouring and highlighting with my actual foundation. I will use powders and whatnot. But this is my first time doing this, and I would appreciate that if you're going to leave me any criticism, please let it be positive or constructive so that I can work on bringing better videos to you instead of just saying, oh, you're ugly, blah, blah, blah. Because some people have been doing that, and I think that's really like just hurtful and hateful for no reason. So let's get started because I don't want this video to be like 20 minutes long. I started off by using my Velvet Maxi Lift Foundation by Mira&S. It gives a really airbrushed look. This product, this size will last you forever, literally. I use a few dots and I'm covered. You can build it up to be higher coverage or lower coverage, which I like. So depending on whether you're doing an everyday look or a more look for like a photo shoot, this suffices. So I'm not fancy with my application. I kind of just, spritz. And I take a stippling brush and I just, as you can see, I have discoloring and freckles. I can thank my mom for the freckles. So I just move back and forth on my face, blending it into my skin. By the way, I have moisturized my skin prior to this. I let my moisturizer, I used Rock Daily Moisturizer that also has an SPF in it. I used that earlier, maybe like 20 minutes ago. Let that really sit into my face so that the makeup doesn't just sit on top of my face. And this really helps to even out skin tone. So. Even though I put my hair back, I'm still having like little stragglers. Ow! It happens.
What happened, Mommy? What happened? What happened, Mommy?
Mommy hurt herself.
What happened? And got you. Oh.
Okay, so there we go. All done with that. That's my son. Anyway, the next thing we're going to focus on is the under eye circles. If you don't have any under eye problems, you could probably skip this step, but I have very dark circles under my eyes. So I use the Icon Sealer 24-hour concealer from Mira&S. It does wonders and it lasts all day. And I just simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just around. You can use your fingers. I forgot to bring a concealer brush to my little station here, so I'm just going to use my fingers. But usually I would use a flat-tipped concealer brush, and I would just brush that in. But you can also use your finger. I usually don't. I do not usually use my finger. But I forgot the brush. I do apologize. Alright, so then the next thing we do, or you do, is if you have, see, all gone. Now, you might be worrying about the reverse raccoon look, and you can pretty much solve that with your translucent powder. Well, actually, translucent powder might not solve it, but you can solve that with your powder foundation that goes over and sets your liquid foundation. So I'm going to be using Mira&S Skin Clone Mineral Powder Foundation, and I'm using a flat brush. And when you do that, the color of this product will make your whole face look even rather than you having too much white under the eyes. But if you don't have an under eye problem, you could probably just use your translucent powder. And I just sweep that over everything. And this really sets the product, makes it last pretty much all day. So, there we go. Looking better already, huh? Then the next thing I usually do is I do the eye makeup before the cheeks, because if you do the cheeks first, well, then you wind up with fallout on your cheek sometimes, and it's not good. So let's do the eyes. I start with a primer. You can use Urban Decay primer. You can use whatever primer works for you. It helps the product to stay on your eyes. It helps to eliminate creasing, even if you're using even the most drugstore of drugstore brands, like $1, like the NYC brands that are like $1. You will still get all day even coverage if you use a primer, a good primer. I know Tarte makes a primer too, but I like Miraness primer. And again, usually I would use the same concealer brush because my primer and my under eye product are pretty much the same color. So usually I would use the same brush, but I forgot it. I brought everything else. So I would just brush it in, or you can use your finger. And you pretty much want to go from out to your brow. Pretty much you just stay in the brow area for, you know, for most looks. So, there we go. Now, let's get on to the eyeshadow. Today I'm going to be using Aqua Lilies for Tarte because I swear by it, because it has all my basic essentials, my bronzer, my highlighter, my blush, and lots of different eyeshadow combinations. So I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to use this champagne color on my lid, this darkened beige on my crease. This is going to be used under my brow, and I could go and do a definer color with this, but I'm going to keep it simple today and just do the brow crease and the lid crease and brow bone highlight. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to start off with a pretty simple brush that I pretty much swear by, and that's my e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. I do not mind the feeling of synthetic fibers on my eye, so and I have MAC brushes, but I find that sometimes it just doesn't matter. Now what I do is I pat the color on. That helps the pigmentation of the color to really stand out. Not that this product has any lack of pigmentation, but I just find that I really get a nicer coverage when I do it like that. So there you go. And then once you have that, you want to smooth out the edge just a little bit. And I use a blender brush. I don't even know where I got this from. It's no name. And you smooth out that area you made. This way everything blends real cohesively. Then the next color you're going to want to use, the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a definer brush, or not a definer brush, but a contour brush it's actually called. Contour brush, crease brush. Looks like this. And you're just going to want to dab it into the color. Dab, dab, get it there. And then sweep across. Back and forth. It really gets the product to just blend. And you don't want to go too high up. Kind of just feel for your brow bone. That's mine right there, so I stop right in the hollow. Okay. And then do the same thing for the other side. Now you once again take your blender brush and even out the edges on top, even out the edges in the middle, edges on top. Now I like to highlight my brows. You can see I already have like a natural highlight up there, but I like to highlight a little bit, and I use a Sephora brush. It's just a fluffy angled brush. It's pretty soft, and I literally just take like the most minimal amount because you don't want it to look too overdone, and I just sweep it across. That's it. Instant highlight. Yes, baby. So now after you have your eyes done, you can go right to your cheek, or you can start to do your liner and mascara. I'm just going to go right to my liner. Not yet, baby. I'm going to go right to my liner and my mascara. He wants to be in the video. because I find it easier, because sometimes, you know, you're doing your mascara and you just get a little dot under your cheek and you're like, oh no, and then you have to redo your whole blush and everything again. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. So one other thing I can say is, since I didn't do a definer, you can take this dark shade right here, use the same liner that you're going to use for your liner, which is that angled brush, and you can just dab a little bit in there and go under the eye if you want to just add a little bit of subtlety. Just to really see, it just made my eyes pop just a little bit. And sometimes I'll add white liner to my waterline, but I'm not doing that today. So now to get that really like retro wing-tipped look. Oh, and also if you feel like you have too much of a harsh line out here, you can always just, there you go. So I'm going to be using a gel liner today, which is Mika Beauty Cosmetics, and I'm just going to be doing a simple wing-tipped line. Really nothing crazy. And I like to take a bunch of the product and put it into the cap and like kind of paint it on, because it really helps me to get that thin line that I want. Okay? If you still feel there's too much product, I usually just wipe it on this thing, because gel liner can be a little tricky, especially when you're painting it on. Alright, let me get my mirror out, because I've tried to do this in the camera and it didn't work. So. Oh, by the way, I'm using the widest part, the longest part, in the corner of my eye. Matthew, there's nothing wrong with the remote. Stay as close to the the lash line as possible. So there we go. Now if you want to do a wing-tipped, you simply draw a line up.
You do eyebrow?
There you go. So you draw your line up and then you just simply meet it. Now that's a little bit of a dramatic one, but I like that retro look, so this is the look I usually do. Now for the next eye, just do the same thing. Now if you wanted it to be a little subtle, more subtle, you could just draw the line, of course, shorter, as short as you want, whatever length you want. This is just my preference. So let's start the next eye, and again, use the longest part on the inside. So you can do a tip like that, which is a lot more subtle, but I like a lot of boom. See? So then you have that whole retro look. Then to finish your eye look, I like to use mascara. Now, one tip I can give you, today I'm going to be finishing with Lash Accelerator Endless Lashes, because they make your lashes grow as you use it. But one tip to get really, really big lashes is to combine two mascaras. And I'm going to be doing a video on this real soon. Actually, my next video, or my next video will be on this. But for today, it's pretty much just, I'm going to show you how you can go from like pretty much no lashes to really long lashes with this Lash Accelerator. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to use this with this. I like to twirl the brush as I go. Let me look into my mirror, get a more precise application. I do the lower lash line as well. Yes, baby.
What's that? What's that, Mommy?
Construction. So then I do the other side.
Oh, is it not construction? Ambulance.
Yes, baby, ambulance. So there we go. And you can end your look there if that's what you want to do. Or what I like to do is I like to give myself a nice little contour, nice little blush, and a nice little highlight. I use a bronzing brush from e.l.f. and I just sweep just a very tiny little bit on. I start from the outer corner and I go back and forth. Then I do the other side. I make silly faces. I use another bronzing brush for my blush, just a habit I have. And I just put that right on the apples of my cheeks. That's it. Maybe fix that a little bit. And then I like to use a blush brush for my highlight. Again, I'm all sorts of backwards, so yeah. I'll put it right there. See if I can get it closer. Just where I want the light to hit my face real nicely. A little on my chin, a little on my nose, a little above the lip, and a little on my forehead. And I let my hair down. And I'm pretty again. So, yeah, that's my routine. Now, you can substitute any color that I showed you today. Like, for example, your lid color, or your crease color, or your brow color. You can use any color you want. I just want to show you really natural, easy to do look. What I would suggest to you is a rule of thumb. Use translucent and sheer powders for under your brow. Use, you know, if you're gonna, I would say mix it up. Like if you're gonna use a shimmer on your lid, use a matte in your crease. If you're gonna use a matte on your lid, use a shimmer, not a shimmer, but you know, maybe a metallic, maybe something that has a sheen, something with a different finish, a Velux, whatever, on your crease. Because the different finishes really help pull the look together. Though there's nothing wrong with using two matte colors, just it gets a little bit harder to blend, and I guess I'll make a video on that eventually. But those are my tips for you, and basically now you'd finish with a gloss. I'm going to be finishing with my Sweet Pea and Fay J'adore la Livres. I took French for years. Anyway, I still can't. I'm going to do Mermaid's Kiss, and I'm just going to quickly put that on. This isn't really part of the tutorial anymore. I'm just chilling. A little like that. And that's it. I would literally call it a day. This video helpful, and I will do focus videos like you asked me to on Instagram. I will do one focusing simply on glitter, and I'll try to do one that focuses on different eyeliner products so that you can see how you can use gel eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, pen eyeliner, any eyeliner you can think of. I'll try to focus on so I can show you how to apply it. Sorry, my eyeliners are uneven. That's because I tried to show you the difference between a shorter one and a more dramatic one, and I couldn't get them to even out. Either way, thank you so much for watching. This is my first tutorial, and I feel really blessed if you are sitting there watching to the end. Thank you so much, and you can check me out on Instagram at Recycled Stardust or at my blog, thecosmoholic.blogspot.com.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Yes, I am saying bye-bye. Bye-bye.